Good afternoon, thank you for joining us. We're going to take care of the cleaning of the Silex T10 grill. And before we start, I just want to give you a quick rundown of the materials that we require for the cleaning. First of all, we need a dry cotton cloth, like the one I've got here. A cotton cloth because cotton it doesn't allow yourself to get burnt very quickly, so it's better to use a cotton cloth compared to a microfiber or something like that, which doesn't stand up to high temperatures. We use the Diversity Lever Suma Extend D3 chemical for cleaning the platen, the grill platen, as per the instruction leaflet that you've received in your Wild Bean Cafe operations manual. Then we've got a damp cotton cloth that we're going to use to wipe down all the fats and that. Alright, what you've also done is you've used the grill, you've during the course of the day wiped the excessive fat off the grill platen, top and bottom, with a cloth like this. So basically every time that you've cooked something, you've taken your cotton cloth, damped it with a bit of water, and then basically wipe down the top and bottom just to remove the excess fat during the course of the day. You now have come to the point where you are able to clean the grill. You can turn down the temperature. So what you do is you take the dial, you turn it down to about 60 to 70 degrees, which is the operating temperature for the chemical, the Suma Extend D3, and you've allowed the grill to cool down to that point. So it's warm to the touch. I can put my hand here without burning. Well, I can burn, but it's hot. And you've let the grill cool down to the 70 degree, which is round about where we need to be. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray the Suma D3 on the top and the bottom. I'm going to smear the chemical with a damp cloth, so that the actual chemical, so you're going to smear you're going to dampen the cloth, and then with a little bit of water and the chemical on the plate, you're going to smear it around, leave it for about 30 to 40 seconds so that the chemical can lift the carbon, and the top the same thing. And then after that's done, you're going to take the damp cloth again, wipe out all the chemical and fat as it's lifted. And then after that we're going to wipe the damp surface with a dry cloth, removing the balance of the fats. So what you're going to do is also make sure that the nozzle of your applicator is clean. If you don't use the Suma D3 for an extended period of time, the actual chemical will dry inside the nozzle in the front, and it will then clog up the little aerator that's going to spray the chemical on the actual grill surface. So if it gets clogged, just submerge this in hot water. I can use a jug here just to show you. So basically take hot water and this nozzle and then basically swirl it around so that the chemical can then be dissolved in the front, and that the applicator works properly, as it has to aerate and foam the chemical when you're using the applicator. Alright, so we're going to put one squirt on the top, like that, and at the bottom. Alright, and then basically take a damp cloth and distribute the chemical all over the grill surface. Alright, the chemical will lift the fat. You'll see some steam coming off because it's winter, and basically during the winter the steam comes up from the grill. Alright, so basically I've smeared I've distributed the chemicals all over the platen, and if you find that you have not cleaned the grill as frequently as you should have, and there's fat build-up on the thing and it's hardened to a point, what you can then do is just apply some more of the chemical to the actual position or place, let's say in the center of the grill here, You can apply a little bit more of the chemical and then smear it around with your cloth like so, or on the bottom, okay, and allow the chemical then to heat up, and the activation of the active ingredients inside the chemical will then lift the carbon fat from the grill platen. You give it a few seconds to work. What you'll see is that the fat will start to lift up from the actual grill, and you'll be able to take a damp cloth then, and like I'm going to do now, with the cloth you'll be able to wipe the balance of the lifted carbon fats off. The same at the top. So that way you basically also look on the side here on the hinges, if there's any fat deposits there, wipe them away as well. The inside and the outside of the grill surface at the top, like that. So basically you can see we can get all the fats up. Once you've seen that all the fat has lifted, alright, you can then take your dry cloth and then wipe up all the lifted residue of the fats that's now been soluble because of the chemical in the water. The same here at the top, you can wipe it down. Also pay attention to the hinges at the back, that those are also, if there's any fat, that you also get some of the chemical on there and clean it properly. Alright, so there you can see all the chemicals are wiped off as well as the fat. It's nice and clean. If you've got some fat residue on other parts of the grill, then just use the same chemical cloth and wipe those areas as well to basically get the fat lifted and cleaned. Alright. So you can see our grill is now nice and clean. The last thing to do is to have a look inside the drip tray at the back. If there's any fat and anything like in there, what you can do is you can also spray some of the chemical inside there. Alright, and then add a little bit of water, and that will lift all the fat. And when it's soluble and lifted, you then basically throw out the rest of the water in the drip pan. And that concludes the cleaning.